gonna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second video in my 4-week grocery challenge series that I'll be doing here on the channel. If you guys are new, please subscribe. I'd love to have you give this video a thumbs up. I do lots of videos like this. I know the channel's looking a little bit empty at the moment. That is just because I've restarted to refresh this whole channel to really focus on this type of thing. So please subscribe if you're interested in seeing this, and comment below if this is the first time that you've actually started seeing the videos. I'd love to see you guys. So if you haven't seen video 1, definitely have a look at that. I'll put the link to the playlist in the description below so you can start off and see what the 4-week grocery challenge is all about, and why I'm doing it basically. But it does form as part of my Discovering My Rich Life, which is saving time and money for me so I can really focus on the things that really fulfill me as a person. And yeah, I know that sounds melodramatic, but it really is, because if you are the person that is sorting out the groceries and sorting out, you know, what you're cooking and the meal planning side of things and what you're spending and all of that, then it takes up a huge part of our time and our day. It does, because food is just one of those things that we have to spend a lot of money on, and we also are spending a lot of time doing, especially if you've got kids. You've got different things you need to do for everyone. So for me, it's a big part, and I am just, yeah, looking to sort of condense everything down to so I have more time for myself basically, whilst also sticking to a proper budget again. Right, so in today's video we will be focusing on the first part of my meal planning, which is shopping from the pantry. This printable here, which I'll see if I can give you a little bit better look at. This is available on the This Mum at Home website. If you're a VIP member, you get this for free. If you want to know what the VIP lounge is, it's just linked below. It's just a way of supporting me. It's a once-off thing. It's not a like Patreon where you actually have to pay every month. It's a once-off fee, and it gives you access to all my old videos that I have done over the last 10 years as far as meal planning stuff goes. It gives you access to those. It gives you access to other videos I've done in the past which work for the channel, and will also give you early access to videos like this. So this video is actually showing up in the VIP lounge first before showing up on the YouTube channel, so you'll get to see stuff like this first. It also allows you to have these printables, all the printables on the This Mum at Home website, which I've used for years, and I developed them to help myself first, obviously, and then I thought I would share it with everyone. It gives you access to these for free, always. So big on using printables like this and sheets, because it just helps me be very organized and see things very clearly when I'm doing big things like this, especially when you're planning for a whole month's worth of groceries. So we're going to be going through this today first. So this involves me going through my freezers, because I have many freezers, I'll show you, and fridge, freezer and pantry basically. And what I need to do is go through and have a look at anything I can see in there that I can use for the next month, for the next 28 days, for the next 4 weeks, in planning, for doing meals basically. So for breakfast, lunch and dinner, that's what I'm planning on. Obviously a big focus of it is the dinner side of things. I have already done here on the channel actually recently, so I'm not going to go over it again, but I did a lunchbox meal planning video, like how I was using my printable for that, because I've got 2 kids that are in school. One's in high school, one's in primary school. Because I'm working outside of the home, I kind of refer to that sheet for myself as well now, which is really helpful. And when my husband does like shifts like during the day and needs that type of thing, I use that for him as well. So I will be thinking about that obviously when I'm going through all these areas. So I'm going to go through, have a look at what meats, veggies I've got, other meal bases, ingredients, things like that that I've got that I can use for breakfast, lunch and dinners. And basically I write everything down, which I'll show you the sheet in a minute a little bit closely. I'll write everything down that I think I want to use. And then I work around that as far as planning out meals that could come up. So I come up with some meal ideas, and then any extra ingredients that I need, then I write down here on the bottom. Now the reason I do this and don't just say, oh yeah, I'll remember to write that on a grocery list, like on my shopping list, is because I would forget things, which means then I'd go back to the supermarket, which means I'd not only get that pasta that I forgot, but I get the pasta and then add a whole heap of other things and spend more money. So doing it this way for me just really helps me avoid going and doing that. I also do all these steps before I go through any sort of catalogs, guys, or even looking at my everyday rewards boosts, like for points and stuff like that. I do this because if you look through catalogs first or look through your everyday rewards, you know, offers or flyby rewards that you've got, then you tend to focus on that first and you tend to spend money or plan meals and things around that rather than what you've already got. So of course I'm not going to have everything in my fridge, freezer and pantry for the next month, but I'm going to have a good amount of things right now. I'm very, very stocked up. I'm going to have a lot of things that I can go through that I can sort of list down and then maybe just buy a few different ingredients perhaps that I'll need. So I think I'm going to go pretty well for this month because I am fairly stocked up because I've been collecting things as part of my stockpile that I've got to my emergency stockpile that I use. So it's been a slow process, but what I've done this time, my freezers are pretty good. I don't have a lot of pre-made meals, and that's another area on this sheet where I would actually write existing meals, because if I've got existing meals like spaghetti bolognese already done, then that's a meal I can do without having to spend a lot of more money again, obviously. So I would say in the next month, if I do this again, then a lot more of that will actually be in that section. I'll be a bit more planned. But I have gone through my stockpile, like pantry stuff, and pulled a lot of that out to fill my pantry right now. So I've cleaned up my pantry. I've emptied out, and my freezers too, and the fridge. I've emptied out containers, things that might have expired, all of that. I've emptied those out and then filled anything I could from my actual stockpile. So the way an emergency stockpile works for me is that I have obviously taken mental note of that, and anything that I need to replace into that at this point, then I'll purchase in the grocery shop too. So it's an ongoing working pantry, as they call it. So that's what we'll be doing. So let's go into my pantry. Should we go to the pantry? No, let's go to the freezers first, because I think I want to really look at my meats and vegetables that I've got. I've got a really good amount of vegetables at the moment because I did buy a lot of bird's eye veggies when they were on special before we went away. So I did a lot of that just using my existing grocery budget. That's when I did it. So I've got a lot of that to sort of work with from the start. And then I'm going to go through the pantry and see what I've got for added ingredients. All right, just to give you a closer look, this is the shopping from the pantry sheet that I've got. So fridge, freezer and pantry, I'm just going to write stuff down in these areas. What I do with the freezer section is write my chest freezer, my upright freezer, and then my top of my fridge freezer. I have different sections so I know where things are. Pantry is obviously self-explanatory. I just go through my actual pantry, not my stockpile, because I've already filled from there. The existing meals, like I said, that would be if I have freezer meals already made up, I would write up in here so I can use them. And then new meal ideas, I kind of will write up, say, what is it, 4 weeks, so 28. Oh no, sorry, it won't be 28 meal ideas. It will actually be 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. It'll be 24. So in my week, I do one takeaway night a week. And then I do another night that's called like a party food Friday. It's just a very simple night where we just do whatever we want, like as far as simple, easy meals to go. And we usually do that on a Friday, especially because Joseph's got basketball as well. So we generally do that. But then the other 5 nights are actually meals that, you know, are a bit more involved. So I'll write them down. So this will have a section for probably 24 different nights. And then the other 4 nights obviously are takeaway nights. And then down here as we go, as I'm planning these meals here, I will write down any extra ingredients that I might need to add to my shopping list. So for example, if I had some spaghetti sauce, like so pasta sauce, and then maybe some pasta, that's great, but I don't have the mince. I'd write down the mince. I'd write down the extra veggies I put into that as well down here so I don't forget. Seems silly, I'm sure, for me to write down there and then add it again to the grocery list, but if I don't do that, I forget, especially when I'm planning out that many meals. And like I said, it's the trap of you going back to the supermarket and buying extra stuff, not just the pasta that you actually need. You're going back and buying and spending more money because you're there. So it's a really important part for me to do. All right, chest freezer. It is full, guys. I have swapped things around a little bit since I did those freezer organization videos, I think they were called. Have a look at them, and they were here on the channel so you can kind of see them, but I'll show you what I did. Not too much, but this freezer is pretty much how it was. So I've got all my veggies. I tend to put my open veggies here. So we've got peas and corn, beans. This is like peas, corn, and no, peas, beans, and broccoli, I think. What's this one? Baby beans, carrot, corn, and broccoli. A mix like this is really good for just on the side for a dish, obviously, or to actually mix in like meals that I'm doing, like if I'm doing like I don't know, a casserole or something like that. So I've got quite a few bags of those because underneath here is where I keep extra. So they're all bird's eye because I love them. These were normally $6 and they were down to $4.50 the other week, so before we went away, so I stocked up on them. They were cheap. And then I've got separate peas, corn. Oh, I do have some bags of chips as well. These chips aren't too bad. They're a 1 kilo bag, and I think they're about $4.50 at Woolworths, this brand, so it's not bad. It's Bell Funds, because a lot of the chips now, keep an eye on when you go grocery shopping, a lot of the chips will be not 1 kilo. They'll be like 700 grams or 900 grams. So you're actually, even though they seem cheaper, they're not, because you want the full amount, obviously. So I've got some of those, so plenty of veggies to work with. My onion as well. I use this for cooking. This is you cut up frozen diced onion. I know one bag's open in there, and then I've got another full bag, so I'll have to figure out what I'm making. I may need to get another bag, possibly. Here's the trick, I keep them in a Ziploc bag like this, even if they're not opened yet, because otherwise the smell goes right through the freezer, guys. So do that, save you the headache. Oh, and I found another bag of veggies. Oh, and another bag of potatoes. That's awesome. Alright, heaps there. I don't think I'm actually going to have to buy veggies, which is really good. I have Lebanese bread. Is that what it's called? I just call these flatbreads. So I use these. I have them frozen, but I use these to make homemade pizzas. These are delicious, and they're really cheap at Aldi, okay? If you want to buy them, they're really cheap at Aldi. Or you can buy the smaller ones, which I think I've got in my other freezer, which I can make mini sort of pizzas on. But they're great, and they defrost very quickly. Like, I'll pull these out and put them on the bench, and within a couple of minutes they're defrosted. And, well, I'm topping them anyway to put them in the oven, so they're really good. So I've got 3 there. We would typically go through at least 2 of these, if not 3 of these, on a night for dinner, if I'm making homemade pizzas. I know I've got a ton of these as well, these chicken tenders. These are the Woolworths brand. We like the Steggles ones, but I actually had a look at the ingredients on both bags, and these I feel are better for you. They just seem to be less processed. This is chicken portion, in this is 72%, whereas the other bag, I've got an open one here. So the other one says 72%. This one says 44%. And that's for the Steggles, which is generally more expensive. So if you have a Woolworths, and you do like the Steggles ones, we all like the Woolworths brand ones as well, okay, in the tenders, okay, so get them, because they're better for you, I feel, because they've got more chicken in them, maybe less processed, I don't know. So anyway, I just thought I'd point out that little fact. So I've actually got 2 bags of these. I do a number of different things with these. We can make them, cut them up and use them on salad. You put them in wraps, have them by themselves, make mini parmesanas with them. There's lots to do with them. The reason I have heaps is because last month, again before we went away, because I didn't need to buy regular groceries, I stocked up on some of this because I got really high points on my Woolworths, so I grabbed them. So I actually have like 2 bags in here, plus extras in my other freezer, which we'll see in a minute. Same with the sausage rolls. I stocked up on these. We generally use these for Party Food Friday, along with tenders if we want, and chips and stuff like that. But I have a lot of these, won't have to buy anymore. I got a lot because in that week before we went away, I got really high points on them as well, so I grabbed them. I've got them in this freezer because I didn't have room for them in my other freezer, to be honest. Still have some bagels. Are they blueberry ones? They're blueberry ones from Costco. Love those, so they're good for breakfast. Now, when it comes to meats, I tend to have kind of your raw meats in these tubs. So there is, I think there's 4 in here. I'm pretty sure there's 1 on each side underneath as well. And I try to keep the types of meats all together as possible, as much as possible. Alright, what do we got? Oh, Oh, this is good actually. I could probably put some of my other chicken stuff in here. So I have chicken Kiev balls, just chicken fillets. What's that? Oh, a roast lamb. I think I put that in there because I didn't have room in my other bit. I've got a few schnitzels left as well. They're good for making. We generally make parmas on these, or we'll do schnitzel sandwiches with salad, that type of thing. More Kiev balls. Oh, lamb, what are they called? Phyllo rolls. Love these. The kids don't eat these, but Johnny and I will have these with rice and salad, and the kids will generally have on that night tenders, rice and salad basically. So they're a good one. You'll see in the freezer I have a lot of markdown things because I was going through this whole thing trying to do markdowns like Kelly of Frugal Fun Mum. Look her up. She's here on YouTube. Most of you probably already watch her, but we did a bit of a challenge together, which was really fun, so have a look at that. So I do have quite a few markdown things. This is, what's that, pork. We had 2 of these actually. The other one, it was okay. I don't love it, but for $5.60 it was good. So pork. Oh, another roast chicken, that's good. Herb citrus, I think that's like a lemon chicken. I've got 2 lots of those and some roast chicken portions. Tubs underneath. What have I got? Oh, okay. Looks like beef. So we've got some sausages. That's probably $1 worth. Oh, hamburgers. Are they rolled besides? Oh, lots of diced lamb. How many of those? 1, 2, 3. So 1.5 kilos. And then some, what is that? Pork cutlets. Okay. This side. Chicken wings, chicken wings, chicken wings, chicken wings, chicken wings. They're all chicken wings. I got them under clearance, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of those. Yeah, just want to point out something, that my freezers that you're seeing now obviously look like I've got, wow, there's so much there, she could just not do grocery shopping. I don't want to do that because I don't want to use everything and have nothing at the end of the month. It's a very silly move to do because I still want to have my kind of backup for at least a couple of weeks in case there's some sort of emergency. And yes, I do that. I do it because we've had times where that's needed, and it's just a smart thing to do. We've learned a lesson on that, especially around COVID. So I'm not gonna use absolutely everything and leave myself with nothing by the end of the month. It's just not smart to do. So I leave a little bit there. So the vegetables, for example, is a really good example of that basically. All right, my upright freezer. So I have swapped this around since that video. I had all the party food Friday type stuff in here, like sausage rolls and tenders and stuff like that in there. And then also, I think I had it, oh no, I had desserts up here, I had ice cream up here. I've swapped that to my, the top of my fridge now. So this is actually gonna be used for school stuff. So I always have like frozen cookies and cakes and stuff like that in here. They just last longer, especially when I get these on a high points thing. I tend to buy a couple of packets from Woolworths and then freeze them. They defrost really well. And in here is where I'll have all my freezer sandwiches. So I'm gonna leave that spare. This is my chicken portion of my drawer. So I don't have a lot of pre-made meals. I've got sweet and sour stir fry, a chow mein, which should actually be in the beef drawer, and then, oh, these should be in the beef drawer. Oh, I must have frozen them in here, that's why. So I've got a beef casserole, 1, 2, and an apricot chicken, and that's a butter chicken. I generally don't freeze in containers like this. I just did that time because I didn't have the bags. And then nothing in the beef, so I need to move that into there. This is Johnny's little section for his meals for when he's doing certain shifts over dinner time. So I'm going to be thinking about this and thinking about if there's anything through the month that I'll make up extra just to put in here to keep this stocked as well. So that I keep note of, but it's not part of obviously my meal planning as such for the family, you know what I mean? So, but it's good to remember what's in there. See how I've split my freezer into 3 areas? The upright one today doesn't have any more than the pre-made freezer meals, so I'm actually just going to write these in here. So we had a chow mein times 1. What did I have? Beef casserole. I had 2 of those or 3. Let me check. Those, an apricot chicken times 1, and then a butter chicken. So I really don't have a lot of pre-made meals, so I'll be doing definitely a cook up at some point to sort of fill that as well as part of my monthly grocery shop. Okay, at the top of my freezer, I generally have our ice blocks up here for lunch boxes, so that kind of is no man's land there. I have some ice cream. This is basically empty, so we'll call that empty. That's a full ice cream. So I will think about desserts as far as the month goes as well, because I like to have those. It just helps the kids not wanting more food all the time through bed, and just fills them up more after dinner. So we like to have that. We like desserts. It's just part of what we do. I've got lots of, see this ham here, I've had this for a while frozen. I had a lot of packets because I bought them months ago for like a points deal, but I actually freeze them and use these for making my homemade pizzas. So I've got some cut up ham there too already, so there's heaps there that I could do for that. Box of sausage rolls, one that's already open. More sausage rolls. Do not need sausage rolls for the next month at least, guys. So many. And for some reason we have 3 bags of tenders open, so I think because of where all the tenders were through the freezers, they've just got mixed up. So got those. Oh, fish. Box of fish, and that fish, that's good. That's good for a fish and chip night at home too, like fish, chips and salad. I generally do. That's really good. And I've got some puff pastry as well. Okay. I might do some breakfast prep with that, maybe, I'm thinking. I think that's what I'll do for this month. I do have spinach as well. I tend to buy spinach like this, open up the bag just a little bit and freeze it, and then once it's frozen, it's really easy. You can see that. It's really easy to crush up and make small, and then we put it in eggs, Johnny and I, to have, which is really yummy. So you can make little quiche type things and stuff, or scrambled eggs. It's really good. We love those, so that's good. And this is just the other little miniature flatbreads. This is from Coles and Woolworths, this one, that you can make mini pizzas on, which are really good. Or you can just defrost those and make wraps, which is good. And then I've got, 2 lots of coleslaw. So this is the store-bought coleslaw that we generally have for baked potatoes. If we're gonna have it on the side, like with fish and chips and stuff like that, I'll buy it fresh. But because I got a point still on them, I grabbed them when I could and actually broke it down and froze them, because then I got the points. But also, when we decide we want baked potatoes, if, you know, I'm moving stuff around on my meal plan or something, I've actually got it, which is really good. I just defrost it in water and put it on the baked potato and, you know, heat everything up as I normally do, and it's still the same. It tastes really good. I probably wouldn't have it with the fish, you know what I mean? Because it's not the same. It's not being reheated, like it's not being heated. So that's just a little tip for you. If you want to have some coleslaw already made up, you can do that. All right, fridge is looking very, very empty. We have, well, I've got some fruit here, but that's going to be used over the next couple of days for school pretty much, and just home. None of this stuff, obviously, this is all for school lunches and stuff, but not main meal stuff. I do have cheese that I haven't opened, so that's good. I'm going to need more than that though for the month for sure. Bacon, we've just opened up this bacon this morning, so that's good. I might think about doing like a carbonara maybe or something. I don't have anything like that in my freezer. How much bacon's there? It's a little bit. We'll see how we go. Depends between now and when we do shopping whether I'll definitely have to get more bacon for the month, but I don't know if we'll eat more of that before I'd actually do groceries, because I'll do groceries in a couple of days. I'm just trying to get prepared now because I've got to work, obviously. Carrots, there's only a few carrots there, but no other veggies since we've been away. Tomato sauce, oh, that's kind of got a bit in it. That's just spaghetti that I made for dinner. That's a bit empty. What have I got here? Oh, we like this glaze for our dressing now over our salad, Johnny and I. That's really nice. But you could use that to make bruschetta and stuff, but we love that just on our normal salads. Tartare there for fish, soy sauce. Oh, I don't know if this is out of date. I need to find a date on that. What have I got? Applesauce, that's not opened. Garlic. This garlic's not open. I should make some garlic bread. That'd be good. Some whole grain mustard. I usually use that for dressing. Jam. Yeah, there's nothing else really in here. So the fridge doesn't have much. I'm just throwing that soy sauce out because it said consume within 30 days and I didn't realize, and we haven't. Alright, pantry. Now the pantry is looking very full because I just restocked it from the stockpile, like all the snacky sort of stuff that we use just for, well, mainly school lunches, work lunches, that type of thing. And the fruit and stuff I've restocked. Bread, that's all I've got for bread. But as far as main meal, I'm just having a look on what I do have here so I can decide what I'm going to get for the month. Need more noodles, rice. Got a little bit of rice, but I need more. Now pasta, I know I've got that there, a little bit of penne there. But all this pasta up here, I think that might be enough for the month, to be honest. Let's see how we go. Sugar, that's just more snacky stuff. Rice cakes is good. We like to have those for lunches. And lots of these. Let me see what's going on with these. If you haven't seen the video where I did, like I made up, I think 3 different types of these Maggi packets. Have a look at the video. Very simple, easy, affordable meals to make. And the best thing about these is the ingredients. The ingredients, they don't, like, it's just the spices and stuff. There's no preservative stuff in them, okay? So they're actually not bad for you, I don't think, in my opinion. Like, they're much better for you than the already made up base sort of stuff, like, you know, like this probably. This has to, because it's liquid and wet, it has to have certain preservatives in it, whereas this is, yeah, great. So have a look at that video because they're very, very good. So I've got 1 chow mein. Do I have 2? Oh, I do have 2 deviled sausages. I like to use 2 packets because I like to make up a double batch usually for the freezer as well. Oh, the beef goulash, that's the beef casserole that's actually left over in the freezer at the moment that I've got already pre-made. I'd like to make more of that. It was absolutely so delicious. Like, honestly, it was so yummy. Definitely have a look at that video of me making that one. I think I actually used tomato sauce instead of tomato paste just to cut costs. So I didn't have to buy that. But, oh my God, it was so yummy. Johnny loved it too. So I've got 3 packets of that. I do have 3 lots of the diced beef. So that actually would probably do all 3 packets. Mixed with veggies and all of that would be perfect. So I might actually consider doing that, deviled sausages. Oh, I should do up chow mein actually because I've only got 1 packet left. And I've got spaghetti sauces here. So for 1 kilo of mince, I would use probably 3 of these because we like a really saucy bolognese, basically. And I've just gone back to the Woolworths one because the kids requested it. They did like that Coles one, but they really love this one. So I've gone back to buying this. This was up to $2.75 now. So up another 5 cents, guys. Pineapple for pizzas. Probably need more of that if I'm going to do that. I've got 2 teriyaki marinades. I think, yeah, 2. Yeah, I do have 2. Maybe I could actually marinate all those chicken wings. I don't know if I'd need both of these or just one of these to do those because they're small packets. Red wine and garlic marinade. Ooh. Just it'd be nice to actually do a roast, like a roast beef or something, and marinate it and then cook it. I don't know, I have to think about that. Honey mustard chicken tonight. Yes, I need to do some more of that. I don't have any of that in my freezer, and it's one of those ones that I really like to have because I put like a whole bag of those veggies in there as well. So it's already done, and then I only have to add rice or maybe like some sort of potato, which is good. I have taco shells, 2 lots of those, and plenty of tortillas. I have lots of these because the kids love tortillas more than they love wraps, so we use these to make wraps as well. So that's why I always have a lot of them. But they're good for dinner, obviously. Actually, I've got taco seasoning. I wouldn't mind making up enchiladas too. I haven't done those for so long. I might think of doing that. Some gravy. I do have a pumpkin here for some reason. No, I bought it before we went away and I just never cut it up. I was going to cut it up. It looks fine, feels fine. I was going to cut it up and put it in the freezer, so I've always got roast pumpkin in there, so I might do that. And lots of my soups. Now, this one and this one we just have for lunches usually, Johnny and I. The kids like the tomato one. But, I've also got the chicken. So I use that for the chicken and broccoli casserole I like to make, which is actually... that's on the VIP lounge, that recipe. So if you're a VIP member, have a look for that. It's called chicken and broccoli casserole. It's delicious. I think it's a cheating chef recipe actually because I do it as though, like, it's a quick throw together if you have a roast chicken already purchased and cooked. So you can do that. But yeah, some soups. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I've got plenty of meat in the freezer, so I'll definitely be able to work with this. I'll probably just in my head thinking about cereals to find. Hopefully these guys go on sale again. You know, you guys that have watched me for ages, these are our favorite cereal. It's just so expensive. So when it goes on sale, I try to get a few boxes, I'll admit. I do have some in my stockpile of this, to be honest. So, yeah. Okay, well, that gives me a bit of an idea. Many hours later. I have gone through all my areas. I've actually cooked dinner, sorted out the kids for school tomorrow, done all that stuff, and then I've come back to doing this. So it does take time, and a lot of people, when I show them the way I meal plan and do all the little bits and pieces and not just sit there and write, okay, every day we're going to have this, without actually doing all the prep work beforehand, all this stuff that I've just shown you, people just think it's too much work, why do you waste the time, blah blah blah. For me, the reason I do it is obvious. Like I said to you, like if I didn't go through all those areas and realize exactly what I had and know exactly what I had, I would definitely spend money that I shouldn't, because I would buy stuff that I already have when I didn't realize. I would buy stuff when I didn't need to buy stuff because I already have other things that I can make. You know, you don't want to just continually just keep putting stuff into your house and not using it, because it will expire and all of that, you know what I mean? It's just a waste. So it does take a lot of time, but I put a lot of effort in it, and when I'm doing it for a 4-week period, it takes much longer than doing it for a fortnight. So I just do it though because it's the best thing to do. Obviously I'm going to save the most money and I'm going to save the most time, because I don't have to do this now for the next, you know, 4 weeks basically. So I have gone through all the areas like you saw, kind of picked out bits and pieces of what I saw and decided, you know, meals that I was going to make. I did put them into this section here, which was the new meal ideas, which you would have seen me sort of jotting down. I tried to write out, what was it, 24 ideas, and then obviously the 4 other days in that 4-week period is the takeaway, like I said. And then I actually ended up doing another sheet this time as well. I'm a little bit rusty, and because I had so many things available this time, like sometimes I don't have what I've got this time, you know, like I had a lot of vegetables and a lot of different meats that I could choose from. I wanted to really work out what weeks I would have certain things. And when I'm planning out my week, like each week, I'm very specific with the types of veggies that I will have at different times of the week. So that's really important for me, because when I do my grocery shop, I like to mix. I just don't want the same veggies the whole week. So what I like to do is actually have you know, like a garden salad stuff, so lettuce, tomato, cucumber, capsicum, carrot, those types of things. I like to have those, buy those in the grocery shop, but obviously they have to be used within the first 2 to 3 days, and that's what happens. And we all love that type of, the kids will eat the raw veggies as well. It's one of their favorite things. So I like to do that, because otherwise they just would never eat veggies, because they get so sick of the same things, peas, corn, carrot, every single night. So I like to plan out my week like that. So I do my grocery shop, even if it's a top-up shop week as well. So I do my grocery shop, and that next 2 to 3 nights is usually using the salad stuff, and then beyond that is when we start using the veggies I have in the freezer, like for cooked veggies and stuff like that. So I have to be specific. So I started writing out exactly, pre-planning what type of veggies were going with the meats that I was planning for each single day. So it does take a bit of time, like I said, but when I actually fill out my monthly meal planning sheet, based on these dinners, so I've just done the dinners for this, I am very much going to be following this sort of thing. I had to think about a lot of things. We've got Johnny and Joseph have some sort of sport on a Wednesday night. Joseph has basketball training now. It's very late, so we can work out the dinner quite easily for him, but Johnny's got soccer on that night, so I need to work that out. Friday night Joseph has his actual basketball game, and I don't know the times because they're not that far ahead, so I have to think about that. And I usually make Friday a party food Friday or some sort of very simple dinner. So for example, for the Fridays, I've got the home pizza, super easy for me to make and simple for me to make. I've got tacos and salad because I want to make up some taco mince. So that's not something I probably do on a Friday normally, but it is a quick and easy throw together thing that I can do. So I want to make up that mince and then use it that night and then have some in the freezer. Sausage rolls, simple, and then sausage rolls again I've got. So I've tried to keep it really simple on a Friday so we don't go and, you know, finish the basketball game and go buy takeaway, or buy takeaway first and then go to basketball. I think I kind of want to try to keep the takeaway night to a Saturday night if possible, which I've only just started doing. So I've actually kind of done that for 3 weeks on the top-up shop weeks, but on the first week, when I do my main shop, I'm doing takeaway on that night because it's such a big day for me. When I shop for a month, it's a huge day. I need to get everything. I have to film everything for my YouTube channel, and then put everything away and stuff. It's a massive day, and the last thing I want to do is be rushed to actually cook dinner. So it's just, yeah, it's just easier. So I'll be doing that. What else have I done? I have tried to keep everything quite basic, but stuff we really enjoy. I thought of an idea with the vegetable mix that I've got to mix it with some potatoes and do a scallop potato thing, or scallop vegetable thing. I'm thinking I might actually film that for you guys and show you that as well. So I'm thinking I can prep that ahead as well and put them in foil trays and freeze them, and then when we're going to have them with certain things, like for example, like with a roast pork, I'm thinking of having that with maybe the veggies or something. I can quite easily just do that, heat it up, and it's done. There's less prep on that day, and so if I'm working and need to go back to work or anything, then it's very easy for me to do. We've kept some favorites in there like spaghetti bolognese. We usually have that once a week. I've tried not to do it this time round. I've probably only got it in there once or twice, I think, just because I want to mix it up a little bit. We're just going into winter, so it's a little bit different to 2 months ago, where 2 months ago I had to really cook according to the weather as well. I would very specifically, you know, try to look at the couple of weeks ahead and see if it was going to be super hot, for example. I wouldn't be in the kitchen cooking, and so spaghetti bolognese was a great thing. I'd cook it once and have it once a week for the next 4 weeks, and then obviously do salad stuff and all of that on really hot days, so I didn't heat up the kitchen. It's just too hot. But because we're going into winter, I am just mixing things up a little bit more than what I have over the last few months, so that's really good. But yeah, I've got chicken parmas and vegetables or salad, bacon carbonara, honey mustard chicken with vegetables and mash. Honey mustard chicken, that's something else I'll film for you guys again, show you how I do it, because I do put all the veggies in there, just make it very easy, and it's one of those meals I can freeze up too, and then just pull out and just do the last bit, like the mashed potato or rice, whatever we're going to do with it. Fish, chips and salad, so home fish obviously, and the chips and the thing. The lamb fillets I've got there. I've got a few roasts. I haven't really done roasts for a really long time because of the weather, and just time as well, but I'll probably do maybe in the slow cooker, I don't know. But I do have a roast pork, which I'm going to do, and I do have some roast chicken, which I'm going to do on a few of the weeks, so I'm going to do that. What else? I have written down the beef casserole that I've already got made up in the freezer. I'm going to use that, but I am going to make up a batch of the beef casserole again with the diced lamb it is. I've got that in the freezer that you saw, plus I've got those packets mixes as well. So I'm going to do that again because I want to use the one we've got, but I want to have them prepped again, thinking ahead to the next month again, which is another thing that is very helpful. Like, I know it's a lot, but for me, because I do this kind of thing regularly, and I have done for years, when I'm planning out a fortnight or planning out a month, I'm always thinking ahead at the same time. So anytime I'm cooking something, if I can make extra and freeze it, I do that. So even if it was for the fortnight, I would cook it up, make extra, freeze it, thinking about the next 2 weeks after that, or even the month after that. With the month planning, same thing. It just, again, will help next month when I'm planning and budgeting, and yeah, I'm already going to have sort of stuff sitting there. So it's an important thing to do to help you save time. And like I said, it does take a lot to get into the groove of this, and when I first started, it took me a while to even get to this point, but it's just something I do and something you can do eventually once you get the hang of things, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at as far as my planning. So there was plenty of things for me to use, like to use to have ideas and to write up this at least dinner list. My next step is to fill out, where is it? Which will be the next video, okay? I'm going to show you guys this. The next step is to fill out my monthly meal plan. So all these dinners that I've got, I'm going to do in this dinner section here, so I'll show you that. But on this sheet, I have breakfast, lunch, and snacks. These three up here, I have these sections as ideas sections, and I'm going to fill this out and have these ideas on the next videos because they're kind of specific. Obviously, they help obviously when I'm doing my grocery shopping as well. But breakfast, you know, I want to write some stuff down, and I want to make some prepped hot food ahead for Johnny and I, especially with work, because we used to always have a lot of bacon and eggs in the morning together, lots of different ways, and just cook that kind of stuff. But with our jobs now, the way things are, we're not doing that a lot. So I actually want to make up, for example, for breakfast, I'm going to have our cereals that we like to have. I'll kind of write those down to make sure I've got them for the month, for the groceries. But I'm planning on making maybe my, because I've got pastry in the freezer, I saw that. I'm going to make maybe my, what are they called? Mini quiches type thing, I guess that's what they're called. It's a very simple, easy thing to do. Again, I'll probably film that for you guys. I haven't done that for a long time, so I'll film that and show you. But the recipe is actually on the VIP lounge. It's a great one to have. I make them up, cook them up. Very easy and simple, not complicated at all. And then you can freeze them. I freeze them, bag them up, and they're great. You just pull some out the night before, and in the morning you can either put them in the air fryer or you can heat them up in the microwave. So I'll be writing stuff like that down. Maybe pancakes, I don't know, bagels. So I'm just writing down ideas here in this section for when I do my grocery list, which will be the video after that. So lunch, same thing. Lunch, I'm really going to be trying to think ahead, especially we're going into cold weather. I'm trying to think ahead of, for the kids, obviously for school lunches. So luckily I already have, like I said, the lunchbox meal plan that I did. So I'll be referring to that and doing up my freezer sandwiches. You'll see that again here on the channel, how I do it. I'll tell you how I defrost it in case you guys haven't seen it. If you're new to the channel, I'll show you that. But also trying to think about kind of times that I can come home from work and have a little break and have some lunch. So I'm thinking of maybe, I don't know, prepping some salad stuff maybe, just for me, and probably Johnny if he's here too, or if he's going to work, of course, like maybe cooking some of those tenders up and doing wraps or salads, you know, that kind of stuff, not just sandwiches every day. The kids are fine with the sandwiches, they love them, but if you have looked at that lunchbox meal plan, I have tried to change it up a little bit and do things like their little wraps that they like to have. They don't have much in them, guys. Joseph has cheese and ham or cheese and salami, he loves that. Isabella has cheese, you know. But they'll have salad on the side, that type of thing that they like. Rice cakes. I can come home, I can do the salad stuff, the wraps for myself. I can make soup, I like the soup, just that kind of stuff. Just gonna throw some ideas up in here. Snacks is really me writing down, obviously off the lunchbox meal plan. I'll be doing that as well, and coming up with ideas. I'm also going to write up a dessert section as well, because that's really important for me personally in our house. It honestly helps so much. Just have the kids full after dinner. They've had it. They have it just before bedtime, brush their teeth, go to bed. They're happy. They don't get up all night wanting food all the time. So I want to make sure I've got enough desserts there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have enough here for the month, I'll be honest, because I don't have the room in the freezer is what I'm thinking, but we'll see. I could do jelly again, actually. They love the jelly. I don't know, I'll think of that, but that's what I'm going to be looking at in the next video, is that, and then explain this bottom section, which I won't talk about now. But yeah, I'm on to doing this now. So this is the end of this video, guys. I hope this all made sense and I didn't ramble too much for you. I hope that it's given you some ideas on things you can do and how you can plan stuff out. My advice, like I said, is just clean up your areas first. Fridge, pantry, freezers, just tidy them up so you can see everything. Refill everything you can if you need to do that, like empty boxes out and containers and all of that, so you can clearly see what you've got. And then I always do that, guys, before I meal plan. I always do that. And then obviously shop from the pantry first. Make your list. You don't have to use this printable. You can make it up on a piece of paper. Make your list. Come up with some ideas for at least dinners from this list, because that's really the main focus here. And then start writing things you might need for that you don't already have. And then move on to this sheet, will be the second one. So this is the most vital step ever in the grocery shopping. And remember, do not look at the catalogs yet, okay? That time will come, and now is not the time, okay? You want to do this first. Okay, so that's it for today's video, guys. If you liked this video, please subscribe if you're new, give this video a thumbs up. Comment below if you do some crazy meal planning like I do, or if you've done this because you've been watching me for years. Maybe this has helped you. I'd love to hear about that for sure. Don't forget, if you're a VIP member, you get all those printables on the This Mum at Home website for free using the code. But yeah, otherwise, guys, I will see you tomorrow. So come back. Thanks for watching, and yeah, bye.